Hi guys, and welcome to this video. Welcome to my channel. If you've never been here before, my name is Jamie, and although the main part of this video is showing you how to make this crochet chapstick keychain, I wanted to come on here and clarify a few things. The beginning part of this video throws it back to February, where I show you what I was making around Valentine's Day. I was really excited about Valentine's Day this year, and so I was making a few crochet projects back then, and I wasn't able to get this uploaded around Valentine's Day. But I realized that the projects that I was making don't necessarily have to be made around Valentine's Day. So I still wanted to share that part of this video with you all. If you are not interested in that part, there are timestamps down below if you need them, so you can skip to the tutorial part of this video if that's really what you're interested in. But I also wanted to let you know that, of course, I show you in this video how to make this kind of step by step, but I also have the written pattern version on my blog, so you can check out that link. It'll be linked in the description below. I also link any other creators or any other patterns that I use in this video in a blog post, so check out the description if you're interested. I think that kind of clarifies everything. You'll see me again at the end of the video when I show you a few other versions that I made of this crochet keychain. So yeah, use the timestamps if you want to. Otherwise, stick around and check out what I was making back around Valentine's Day. It's almost Valentine's Day. I love love, so that means that I love Valentine's Day. I don't know why, I'm just getting excited about it for it this year, and I just have a few fun crochet projects planned that I wanted to make for Valentine's Day, so that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna share them with you. I have this yarn that my sister got me from Copenhagen when she was there, and it's wool. I love the idea of little crochet bows like this, either as a keychain or I've seen them as a hair clip before. So I kind of want to try to make one of those. I also started making this little pillow. You may have seen on my Instagram the other one that I crocheted of this. Let me get it. This pillow that I crocheted, which I still need to, I sewed this in, I just need to cut it off. Why don't we do the honors together? I cut it. At first I was planning on trying to figure out how to crochet lace and then maybe adding lace to the edges of this, but I kind of just like how minimal and cute it is. And then together, thumbnail. Okay. If you want to follow me on Pinterest, you can even look at all the inspo that I've been pinning over there. I have a whole board on Pinterest full of different crochet ideas. Honestly, there's too many. But I also never run out of inspiration, that's for sure. So make sure to check the description if you're interested in crocheting any of these too. Here's the Christmas stocking that I started working on and didn't finish. Till next year. Hopelessly devoted. One other thing that I saw on Pinterest recently, I've been kind of obsessed with bows. And I saw this like bow stitch that I wanted to show you because I thought it was super interesting. So this is a pin on Pinterest by Brenda Brown. She made this literal stitch pattern that is bows, and I feel like I've never seen it anywhere else. Although now that I click on it, there are a couple other ones. This one is Daily Crochet. I like how the other one looks better. They're probably the same thing though, honestly. And here it is in like step-by-step form, I guess. But I thought it would be cool to try and do that. So one other thing that I want to crochet are more chapstick holders. Lately I've been really into the Rode, what is it even called? Peptide lip tint. I want to make a holder for this. This packaging is a pretty unique shape. So a regular chapstick holder doesn't really hold it correctly, and then I think just having a holder for this with a bow on it would be super cute. So I want to try to make that as well. The two lip products that I've been using most recently are this or just Aquaphor in this like tube form. So I want to try to make one for this Aquaphor and one for this Rode, because look how different this packaging is. Like a holder for this wouldn't necessarily fit this well and vice versa. So stay tuned. We'll do that together in this video as well. We are going to hop into the portion of this video where I now show you how to make this crochet keychain. So I will take you step by step. I'm going to show you my hands as I crochet, and then I will include a voiceover with describing each step that I am doing. So again, if you want to check out the written version of this pattern, you can see that on my blog post. Let's get started with the tutorial. All right, so you're going to start off with your yarn. I recommend using a smaller weight yarn for this one that's good for a 3.5 millimeter hook, because you want the stitches to be pretty close together. You're going to start off by making a magic circle or a magic ring. This is how I do it. I know other people do it different ways, but I will try my best to show you. So I hold the yarn with my thumb and my pinky and wrap it around my other 3 fingers. I cross them in the front, and then they are parallel to each other in the back. You're going to take your hook and go underneath that first string and grab the second one with your hook and twist as you come up. I'll show you again. Grab that second one, twist as you pull up. Then with that loop on the hook still, you're gonna grab the cross section in the back. I show a better clip of this in a second because this clip did not show it well. So here is a different clip of me doing it that I think shows you a little bit better. You go underneath that first string and grab the second one, twist as you pull up, and then this is the cross section that you're going for. So you need to grab not the string that I'm touching, but the other one. So twist as you pull up, kind of have to chase after it and grab the string in between your pinky and your third finger there and pull up a loop with that string. I like to take my hand out then and then pull through. So you have just one loop on your hook. Basically the goal of a magic ring or magic circle here is to kind of have 4 things going on. You'll see I'm kind of organizing myself here because I'm right-handed, and I like to have my working yarn on my left side, and then the magic ring in the center, and my tail on my right side, and then of course you have that slip knot that is on your hook right now. If you are a complete beginner, the magic ring can be a little tricky at the beginning, but once you get it, it'll be muscle memory for you. So if you need to watch that back and practice, you will get it eventually. Now we make 6 single crochet into the magic ring. You'll be working with your working yarn here. You'll go under the circle in the center to pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through. Then you'll do that again, go under the ring in the center, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through those 2 loops on your hook, and you're going to do that 6 times. Once you do that 6 times, you're going to pull the tail of your magic ring to close the circle, and you should be left with this little teeny circle that looks like this. I kind of spread out the stitches here, but you have a little teeny tiny 6 stitch circle once you pull the string and tighten everything together. From there, you're going to put your hook back into the loop of your working yarn and work an increase into each of the stitches that we made. So you're going to make 2 stitches, 2 single crochets into each stitch for 12 stitches total in this round. So just work into each of the 6 single crochets that we made into the magic ring twice. You're basically doubling the size of the circle that you just created. Once you have that, I like to put in a stitch marker on that 12th stitch that I did so that I know that is the last stitch of that round. And I just like to test it with my chapstick to make sure that it's the right size that I'm looking for. If you're using a larger weight yarn or a larger hook, you might need to adjust the amount of stitches that you have here. For row 3, you will make 12 stitches into the back loop only. So continue kind of like normal, just making a single crochet 12 times, but you're going into that back loop only. Then when you get to the 12th stitch of the row before, take that stitch marker out, make that 12th stitch, and replace the stitch marker with that last stitch that you made for this round. For round 4, you're going to continue as normal, just making 1 single crochet into each stitch of the previous round for 12 stitches total. Again, once you get to that 12th stitch of the previous round, take out the stitch marker, make your last stitch, and replace the stitch marker with the stitch you just completed. I like to take my chapstick again and just test to make sure that it's looking like the chapstick will fit snugly inside. Before we move on, you're going to want to secure your end in that is still there from the magic circle at the beginning. So I just use my hook to do this. I just kind of wove the end through a stitch and then made a knot by not pulling it all the way through and then pulling the end through itself and tightening it, just a simple knot. And then you can just cut off the yarn. I just left about an inch of yarn, and that's going to be on the inside, so I don't worry about it. It will be at the bottom of the chapstick holder anyway, so really nobody's going to see it. For round 5, you are going to continue as normal, just making a single crochet into each stitch, but for this round, you're just going to do that into 11 stitches. When you get to that 11th stitch, take out the stitch marker for that 12th stitch, and you're going to make a decrease. So you're going to go into the front loop only of the next 2 stitches. Yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through again to complete that decrease. Then you're going to replace the stitch marker into that 11th stitch that you made. Basically what we did here was that decrease acts as the 12th stitch of this row and the first stitch of this next row. So going forward, we're only going to have 11 stitches in each row. So you can continue as normal, make 11, well, you're going to make 10 stitches, and then take that stitch marker out of that 11th stitch, complete your 11th stitch of that round, and then replace the stitch marker into that 11th stitch that you just finished of that new round. Again, just testing to make sure that it's going to fit okay and it looks good, so we can continue. You're going to continue from here, making 11 stitches in each round for really as many rounds as you need to cover your chapstick. I make about 4 more rounds of this until I'm happy with the height of the holder. At this point, you can remove the stitch marker completely because we are done making rounds, and we're just gonna make a little tab of single crochets that we can attach our key ring to. So after you complete that last 11th stitch, chain 1 and turn your work. From there, go ahead and make 4 single crochets into the next 4 stitches. Then chain 1, which I am running out of yarn here. Hopefully you are not running out of yarn. Chain 1, turn your work, and make 4 stitches again. Repeat this 2 more times so you have 4 rows of those 4 single crochets as like a little tab of single crochets on the back of your chapstick holder. So I have this key ring and this clip that I get from Amazon. I will have the link on my blog post, of course. And what you're going to do is slip the key ring onto the little tab that we made, and then we're going to sew this tab to the outside of the chapstick holder. Right here where I'm pointing is where you want to sew. So, get it. Pull the end all the way through and leave about 2 feet for yourself to be able to sew. Just secure that end on the little tab of single crochets there. Thread your needle with that 2 feet of length that you left for yourself. Slip that key ring onto the tab of single crochets, and then using your needle, sew back and forth towards the inside of the holder, and then from the inside to the back of the holder, back and forth until it feels secure. Then go ahead and make a knot, weave your end through a couple stitches to secure it, and cut off the yarn. That is really the last step to finish off this crochet keychain holder. So you can go ahead and put your chapstick in there and make sure that it fits snugly Make sure that your key ring is secure on there. And you have yourself your very own crochet chapstick keychain holder. Wait, crochet chapstick holder keychain. Okay, so that was the end of the tutorial. Hopefully that was helpful and hopefully each step was clear and easy to understand. You should have a keychain that looks something like this. You can make these in so many different colors. I recommend not making it with an acrylic yarn. I do recommend using a cotton yarn. I made one of these with a black acrylic yarn. It was kind of, I think it was like the very first one that I had ever made. I had it attached to a lanyard, my work lanyard with my badge, and it got pretty like frayed and tattered, which I was using it every day on my lanyard, so I got a lot of use out of it. It's just kind of like unrecognizable from what it looked like at the beginning. So I don't recommend using an acrylic yarn. I do recommend using a cotton yarn with less stretch. This pattern is pretty easy and quick to make once you get used to it. It makes a great gift as well, so that's great. Before I go, I wanted to show you what I ended up making. I did end up using the Copenhagen yarn and I made a bow. How cute. This is a wool yarn like I mentioned earlier, so it's kind of like twisted and it's like not stiff enough to hold its shape. I think I would have to iron it or something, but it's a super cute bow. And I added a little ring on this too, so I can put it on my bag. If you follow me on Instagram, you may have seen the video that I posted making that. And then I also mentioned earlier in the video that I wanted to make a lip balm holder for this Rhode lip balm and for my Aquaphor lip balm. I did end up making a couple different versions. So this is the one that I made for the Aquaphor. As you can see, I need to cut the ends off still, but I made it specifically for this Aquaphor to fit it, and it worked out really well. I forgot. It was really late at night when I was making this, and I forgot to add in the ring before I had sewn it completely, this part, before I realized that I forgot to add the ring into it. So this one doesn't have a ring on it right now. I might take it apart and try to add one later. I do think it turned out pretty well though. It fits this really nicely, and I could add a ring on it with a clip and be able to take this wherever too, so that's nice. And I also made a holder for this Rhode lip balm too, and it looks like this, which I used the inset bow crochet pattern that I showed you earlier for this. I can put this on my keys, I can put this on my bag, I can put it on my lanyard, my work lanyard, and I think it turned out really cute. I think the shape of the bottom may look like something else, so I kind of want to reconfigure the shape a little bit because just not an ideal shape, you know. Do you see it? I'm not gonna say it, but do you see it? Maybe it needs to be a different color too, or the bow needs to be bigger. Other than tweaking the shape of it, I think it is cute, and I think it is helpful because I can take this Rhode lip balm, which I have already been taking with me everywhere. I can actually take it with me everywhere now and not have to worry about forgetting it. So, and I learned how to use this inset bow pattern. Worth it to make this, but again, need to kind of tweak the design so that it doesn't look like something that it's not supposed to, you know? This was my first attempt for the Aquaphor one. I tried to attempt to make the inset bow pattern on this one, and as you can see, it did not go well. I used the Copenhagen yarn to try and make this too. I don't recommend using wool for these either. This kind of yarn really isn't meant for this kind of project, so. I got too confident and I thought that I could figure out this bow pattern without following the directions, and then I actually followed the directions and I was able to make it. It explains a lot about my personality. I try to do things on my own and it just doesn't. I just end up having to follow the directions and making more work for myself in the end. Anyway, these are like my 3 kind of variations of this. If you want to see a video tutorial on how to make an updated version of this one and a final version of this one, let me know if you'd be interested in that. I could totally make a video about that, or a blog post, or both. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you're not already following me on my social media, please do that. You can subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram at madefromstrat, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.